solution. Àti ìrọwọ́ sọ installment náà. Ìjọba àforíjì ìjọba àforíjì wọ́n ṣàánú wa wọ́n ṣàánú wa. Ẹlẹ́rìn ò lọ skul ẹ lọ tẹ́bi DVC.
The hike in tuition fee came at a time when nothing is working in Nigeria. The cost of living is high, the inflation rate is high, and Naira keeps devaluing, and then we have an high rate of unemployment out there, and then even the minimum wage is nothing to talk about. It's nothing to talk about, which simply means that education is no longer for the poor, is no longer for the masses, is no longer accessible to the masses, but education is for some specific class of people. And then the poor will feel they can't send their wards, their kids, their children to school. We'll have them roaming around in the streets. And then we'll have an increase in the crime rate. Yes, because those who are supposed to be in the classroom learning will definitely be on the streets learning otherwise. And of course, no, there is no need for the hike in tuition fee. We've heard of the days, the years when education was free. We've heard of how Obafemi Awolowo made education accessible for everybody, how there were even free meal for students then. So there is absolutely no need for the hike in tuition fee.
Basically, for me, the hike is unjustifiable. There are no reasonable grounds for the hike. The argument of the management is to me dumb because the management shifting the duty to fund education of students is wrong. Yeah, one, because the school is a public school and not a private institution, so students should not be the one funding a public institution. They are just saying in a clear voice that education will no longer belong to the poor. Now, the poor man should not have access to education, to federal and to tertiary education. They're saying that in as much as you as a poor guy, you've been able to attend secondary school, that is how much you should do. Yeah, that is what they're saying. You get. So the third thing is that it is going to be a lot on students. It's going to be a lot on students because you're talking about the school fee alone, about the living expenses. You must also know that the hostel fee has also increased. Yes, that one too is there. So how about even those that are not now that are going to even have access to the hostel are going to be few. Most students are living off campus. The transportation costs, the feeding costs. So this is not a thing the poor man should be doing. It's a thing for the rich man. And that's what they are saying. They are saying. And the fourth thing is that the fact that this was possible is because students have become so docile. We have become we've lost our consciousness. We are no longer vibrant as we used to be, which was why this kind of a move is possible. So the only way out, if there's any way at all, is that as the students we get back on track. Understand why these policies should not stand. The government that has removed subsidy, claiming they are wasting money on subsidy, does not have any justifiable reason not to fund education, because what are you going to use the money from subsidy to do? Although it turns out they do not even know what they are doing. The subsidy they claim they removed, they did not remove it. So it all boils down to the fact that the Nigerian government has been making jest of its populace. I mean, the people in there. And now it's just about turn as students. They've made jest of workers. They make jest of, in fact, they've bobo everybody like Femi Kuti said. They're just making jest of us. Like they do not take us as something to be serious with, which is why all these things are playing out. Because you remove subsidy, you're not putting it back into health, you're not putting it back into anything, and you're not even putting it into education as well. And then management is claiming that we are the ones to fund education. So my question is that if we pay 87,000, which we are able to bring it down to, are we going to really have quality education like those in Harvard, or what exactly are we expecting? And the management should come and show us the breakdown of how they intend to use that money to give us quality education. Students should know that they are at the end of this struggle. We are going to be the one to suffer for this whole thing. And it would have been nice if we can come together to fight it. It would have been nice, but we can only hope. You really tried? At least from my own point of view, they tried. That was not their best. For me, it's not their best. They gave up too early. They gave up too early just because of, according to what I heard, there was a threat. Normal threats, the everyday threats. Well, they could not withstand it, and they had to, round it up and then shift their grounds. But I wish that if students can really realize their strength and, go for this, something we can achieve. We can bring it down back to what it used to be.
Talking about the school fees hike in OAU, it is very, very unfortunate that this is what we are being faced with in our generation. We should be talking about how education can be free in Nigeria, how education can be free for all students, But currently, in every tertiary institutions, we are being faced with ridiculous amount in school fees hike everywhere, even in universities and polytechnics. There's absolutely no reason for this. There is no reason, there is nothing that can justify the reason for this school fees hike. Because come to think of it, the union due that used to be 300 naira, checking through the breakdown of the school fees in OAU, the new approved school fees in OAU, the union dues that used to be 300 naira has now been increased to 1,200 naira. Why? The examination fee that used to be 5,000 naira has now been increased to 12,000 naira. OAU said to have about 30,000 students. Now multiply 5,000 naira with 30,000 students, you get 150 million. And now that it has been increased to 12,000 naira, do the multiplication and you will get your answer. So if this is not extortion, I don't know what to call it. If this is not extortion, I don't know what to call it. So we as OAU students, we are demanding a total reversal of the school fees. Fee must fall. Because come to think of it, there is no how we want to pay this fee. There is absolutely no how we want to pay this fee. Because the Stellites used to pay 20,100 naira, for arts and humanities. But now that it has been increased to 89,200 naira, I don't know how we want to go about this. Some people are talking about grants, some people are talking about student loan. Come on, there's no how you want to pay. You that can't pay 89,200 naira now, if you get a loan to pay for the school fees, how will you refund it? How? In a country that is, paying 30,000 naira minimum wage for the civil servants, how will you refund? Just how? With every might, I call on the government to fund education. Fund education, pay teacher salaries. However, this new amount, this new approved school fees cannot pay teacher salary because it is not in the breakdown that we are to be paying the lecturer salary. But then the breakdown is even funny, very ridiculous amounts, I don't even understand them. But then the demand of every student of tertiary institutions, Obafemi Awolowo University in particular, is a total reversal of the school fees. Revert the school fees. School fees must fall. Fee must fall. Please, because there's no how we want to pay the school fees. Even the 20,100 naira that we were paying, we used to, raise funds for some people to be able to pay. So there's no how students will not drop out with this new 89,200. Many students will drop out. Many students will drop out. Many students will drop out. So to avoid that, please let us stay in school. Let us stay in school. Revert the school fees. Fee must fall.